Hey, what's up? This is Jason Drone from DIY Builds. Today we're going to talk about how to install a DIY paver patio. Now this is one of my favorite projects in terms of magnitude. So first up, you got to get the material. Well, actually, first step is digging out the area where you're going to be installing the patio. So with our Kubota, we ended up digging 9 inches down. So it ends up being 6 inches for a base. And then the pavers are about 3.5 inches, depending on the kinds of pavers. You can see the pavers here. These are what we were using for edging. It was a dark gray, kind of like a charcoal edging brick that looked really nice with the like tumbled pavers, the tumbled brown. It's called Sierra is the color that we got, but they're like a tumbled brown paver that they look just very weathered and very worn. So there is a local landscaping supply company called Afton here. So we went and ended up getting, all in all, I think it was about 600 square feet of block, including the edging, and we also got the kit for a fireplace. You can actually see it right there, straight in the middle of the screen. That is the fire pit kit. So you will see that come together in a little bit here. But Sebastian absolutely loved the skid steer. Just following it around. It was here for 20 minutes or half an hour or something, and he just absolutely loved it. So he actually went in a shot coming up. You're going to see he went right there. Actually, he's got it in his hand. A skid steer toy. So it ended up being a lot of block. A lot of block. So the process is you put down 2B gravel. So you put down 6 inches worth of gravel, and then you put down 1 inch worth of sand, or 5 inches worth of gravel, then 1 inch worth of sand, and then you level the sand up, so the sand becomes the flat piece underneath the gravel, and the bed, I should say, and then you put the pavers on top of that bed of sand, and then you lock it all in with a poly sand. And so it ends up being like a 4-step process. You can see right there, he's actually driving on what is going to be a play area. And we just had him stack all the pavers back in the middle because we're going to actually be building the patio right next to it. And in this shot, you can actually see we did a walkway a couple months before this project, which will be in a different video. But the walkway was our first iteration with pavers. And here you can see Sebastian. He's like, yeah, I got it. All right, so now once he was done, the next piece of the project was to put in dimensional block and build a retaining wall. So the retaining wall was, you can see it there, it was really very small. So it's 3 blocks tall, and the reason is because we actually had to dig down in order to even off this patio area. And what we were left with, there was no kind of natural barrier on the back side of it because the ground slopes backwards. So we had to put a retaining wall in so that we could keep the gravel and the pavers all like where they needed to be. So the retaining wall took a couple days to put in. It was just a very, very small thing, but there was tree roots and stuff that we ended up having to get through. And then once the retaining wall was in, then you lay a bunch of gravel and tamp it down. So the gravel ends up being, 4 inches in some places, 5 inches in another. And then your best friend is going to be one of those levels. Here you can see us actually, so it goes gravel, then sand, and then pavers. So we put the gravel down, tamped all that out, put the sand down, flattened the sand, and then started layering the pavers on top in a pattern. And the pattern, there's so many different patterns. When you buy your paver, they have blocks, or books of different patterns that you can throw down in there. So this ended up being one of the less, I think it was one of the lesser complicated ones. Here you can actually see a back shot of it finished. You can see the fire pit in the middle. There's some extra pavers over on the right hand side, and this is it done. So the paver patio done. So here, nice shot with the full walkway all the way around, and there we got the fire pit. And then this is so Sebastian. This was a couple years ago when we did this, and so I was able to rescue a bunch of footage from back then. And so Sebastian and Chelsea, they were playing this game. So basically, Sebastian would go over here, fling this thing open, and then he would get the little lawnmower out, and then he'd go run around. And here, he's watching Chelsea go to the other side of the house. I can't even remember what she was doing. I think she might have been, I can't remember. Oh, this is what she was doing.
It's on the deck.
She was pushing the stroller back in. So he finds a Frisbee, you know, and he's running around.
Oh, Frisbee.
She comes over and starts putting everything away. Then the dogs come outside and see what the new patio is all about. Sebastian's like, all right, where'd it go? Where'd that little stroller go? I know I put it out here. Sadie's going to, she's wondering what's going on there. So he pushes it back out. And mommy close it up. So open.
Fix.
Oh, he started to figure out the game. Started to figure out the mommy was messing around. And then she was caught. And that was it for the game. So shortly after, we were going to start putting stones in. So stones, what we ended up doing, we found this silica kind of glass bead kind of stone that we were going to throw in the play pit. So there's no jagged edges on it. It's a really nice rock. It's pretty heavy. So rather than wood or wood chips or rubber or Sebastian likes to dig and stuff. So we ended up throwing this rock down, and here's Sebastian. He shoveling it into his wheelbarrow, and he was a big help through the whole thing. I mean, just in general, he's always a big help. But for this project, he made a pretty solid dent in putting the rocks in the play area. And here we're gonna get a little zoom play action, fake little zoom shot here. And this is it. It's done play pit, done patio area, pavers installed. If you like this video, if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. And we'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks. Bye.